Kuwe, 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 kuwe. We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push curing us, Bukadensa. Corruption curing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. For they curing us, Bukadensa. Yes, the people crying, Bukadensa. For they curing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Baba. Hey, yeah. 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 One other days, we talk on to fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. One other days, when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, making riders crying, save us every crying, get riders crying, Ghana was a crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say hello and welcome to a fresh, brand new edition of the program As for Dollar Live on Bridge Radio Africa. You're on the Rescue Bridge. And as always, we just want to take time out to say Father God, we want to thank you tonight. I want to give you praise, give you the big thanks for making us see yet another day. Father, we glorify you, we magnify your name. Blessed be your holy name forever. In the name of Jesus, we're giving thanks. Amen. Well, folks, you heard the name, you heard people talk about him. So join us tonight as he comes to you from a city near you. Some call him the mastermind, the doctor of law, the medicine of the microphone, Africa's media, will be doing extraordinary. Let's see if I get everyone to I get poor much. Now you know me, Garland. I'm Ashley Garland, and welcome to the show.
Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Yes, the people cry. Kuwe, 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 kuwe. We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push curing us, Bukadensa. Corruption curing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa.
Okay, today is Monday, the 6th of November, 2023. Very shortly, we'll bring up close to the camera with panelists who some are backstage now. I'd like to say hi to Maron Gala. How you doing, Myron? It's been a long time. I also like to say hi to Wata Morridge. Peter Newville is also in the building. To Nian Brooks is here as well. And why don't we say hi to my friend and brother, Max Mixer. Max, what's up, my man? Welcome to the show.
The Giant, it's great to be back on the platform again. It's wonderful. I can't even believe you're not even gone 5 minutes. It's just about 3 minutes. Already 3.2K. What a giant you are, man. Thank you so much.
We try, brother. We try, you know.
Welcome everybody. Few people are watching from Liberia. Yes, you're welcome, and it's a pleasure to be on the platform once again. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I also like to say hi to Mrs. Lexi Brooks Roberts, my co-host. Lexi, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Gali. How are you? Welcome,
Better
Mr.
than good.
Mixer. Welcome to our viewing audience. I'm a little under the weather, but I said thank God for another day. Thank you all for joining us. Welcome to Bridge Radio Africa with your host, Ashford, the Giant Gali. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, Max, I would have you take the lead tonight in terms of several endorsements that were made between
Yeah.
yesterday and today for the rescue team. What did you get? Tell us more.
Well, yes, endorsements are going on, and I mean, I'm talking about real endorsements. I'm not talking about the Flaka J endorsements of the rescue team, and one, some of the features that have been caught or that actually took upon themselves to say, "Yes, I'm here, Uncle. I'm here, Daddy. I'm here to join the rescue team." Those features are really, really big, big ones. But I want to give credit to everybody, all of them, because Ashford and Letty, where we are right now, Liberia is usually at this big, very, very big and very difficult crossroads. And any any eventuality that we Liberians, try to make any mistake, uh, we will be in the serious jeopardy. And so they starting off with the endorsement of the ACOP. I'm talking about the real ACOP, the mean ACOP. I'm not talking about the small size that went in Magibi County. When I saw Lucini Camara and the hurricane of the ACOP, the mean ACOP, uh, I was actually happy, and I appreciated uh, him. I remember I met him a couple of months ago before even the elections, and on different level of issues, and we sat down, we talked, and think. At the time, everybody was still carrying their own kinja, but reaching to this stage now where he told the wise that, look, the direction of this particular nation uh, falls in the hands of the rescue mission, which is being led by JNB. And so he and his staff or party leaders, they decided to come and join the team, the train. That went well. We saw, especially for today, uh, that Gateway McIntosh as well. Uh, I mean, these are brilliant guys. Mr. Kone, or let's say Senator Kone now, elected Kone, Amara Kone, another brilliant son of the soil. USL, we all know the level of leadership he took at the finance ministry, and in fact the blueprints he left there. Unfortunately, these guys, the Bugo guys, they didn't have any time to look to go with that blueprint, which actually jeopardized the entire financial
Well,
system of our country
Max,
today.
Max, before I go to Lexi, I want to ask you this. I know you guys, uh, you were in Liberia for the first round, and now that we're going to the second round, you need to tighten up some holds. I'm pretty sure you guys are on top of things now, in terms
Yeah.
of tightening up those holes. And this George Weah guy is a very risky guy. That's as criminal as he is, he went and lied. Invited Brandon Samuka the other day at his edifice. Uh, I'm told he said to some guy, "Come so that we can mend fences. I will, drop some charges against you." And that's it was just a photo up to make it seem like some guy endorsed him, in his church, which of course is far from the truth. I mean,
Well,
these guys so desperate that they want to do everything possible to make it seem like a winning. Is that what they're trying to do?
uh, yes. Brother Briny is my brother. We talk. We exchange messages. I saw it wasn't a Sunday. Uh, and by the night, I was able, I sent a message. Oh, big brother, the other photo I seen. So you in the photo too? I just put it as a joke. So he responded, so that is not a me photo. I just visited. But this is it. The clarification has been made also by him. because myself, I was taken aback. I personally, uh, Letty and Ashford being in the position that he is in, I wouldn't have gone there. I'm not forced.
Exactly.
I'm not forced to go to your invitation. Okay, but the excuse he gave, and which of course I think by now I'm sure if I mean he must have put in a statement on up already regretting what he did. But let's be sincere here. He blundered. Yeah, my big brother blundered. He shouldn't have gone there, especially in that church also. This is a person since the case started. I mean, since the George Weah himself masterminded until you were booted out of the house, and you left with those scars and things. Not only being booted out as well, but at the end of the day, not in the house. I mean, they put all those charges on you where you yourself, it was so much difficult that we the Lufians have to come together to collect $1 $50 put it together to say we want to help our son, our brother to pay this debt also. And they turn you all around like that. This man never has sympathy on you. Nobody, nobody should tell me that, oh, he has sympathy on him or on him. That's why he didn't go to jail. No, he didn't. He didn't go to jail because they asked for money and we collected money. We paid. Okay. But for him now to come and tell me, tell the people, tell the Liberian people, say, oh, I was behind him for my case business. Also, this is this time. Come on, man.
No,
Not at this time.
but Max, he's the president of Liberia. I mean, and he invited the former defense minister. I mean, sometimes there are some calls that you don't turn down. Why
Yeah,
it's
but
true
why?
that you don't know whether or not the president is high on culture. He's drunk from Hennessy as well. But again, you never know which side he's on in most
Yeah,
cases.
but
So
I think if you invite me, I have the right to ask you, oh, Chief, why are we meeting? Where is the meeting going to be held? And you disclose it. And then it left with me as well to run my judgment. It left with me to tell you that I will make a chief or not. Look, you can call somebody chief, and you don't necessarily have to say everything yes to them. No, you have your right. What I'm saying here, I thought, like what I told him. Obviously, he blundered, and the best thing he can do for himself and all of us and his followers is to to come out, apologize to the people. Also, look, you get 9 days for this man to be kicked out of power. What is he going to do? What amnesty he going to tell you? By him coming and by you visiting him, take the picture, pull it off, use it as a kind of a way of saying, oh, I've been grabbing the son of Lofa County. So it means, he's on my side now or whatsoever. Is he going to give you clemency, executive clemency right now between now and next week, Monday? It's not going to happen.
I know.
So,
I'll
forget
hold you
about
right
it
there.
and continue.
I will hold you right there as I bring in Mrs. Lexi Brooks Roberts. We will circle back on more endorsements. We just had Mr. Kotoman King join us. He's here with us from Liberia. He's a staunch member of the ANC or CPP, and he has pledged his support to GMB, and he's going to campaign vigorously on behalf of GMB, the rescue team. Kodma with us, so welcome. But hold that thought right there, Kodma. Let me go to my co-host, Mrs. Lexi Brooks Roberts. Mrs. Roberts, our country is in trouble. I mean, the healthcare situation in the country. This guy has been president for 6 years, and the state major hospital JFK is in trouble. I received a picture yesterday from a friend who sister-in-law is seriously sick. This lady went to the JFK, and they're telling this lady, wait outside her in a chair with drip on her. They said, wait until we release somebody or somebody gets discharged, or wait until somebody dies before we can get you a bed. Look at the picture right here. This is the lady right here. Okay, at the J outside of JFK, you can see the drips on her the chair she's sitting in. She seriously sick, has sugar issue, and they're giving her drips. They're telling her, wait until somebody dies before we get you a bed. In this day and age, this is Monsterado. This is JFK. Who knows what's happening in Lo-Fi, in Grand Bassa, in Maryland, in Grand Gita, in other parts of the country? Mrs.
Mm.
Roberts?
Yeah. Mr. Garley, as I am under the weather right now, if
Mhm.
I went to a emergency room with urgent care and
Mhm.
somebody told me that, I would be so upset. So I can imagine an older woman, family sitting there and it has to wait. Did you just say wait till somebody dies?
According to the information, she has to wait until they discharge somebody or when somebody dies before they give her bed.
Yeah. It seemed like things have always, have been worse or bad off at JFK, but it must have gotten worse to hear such statement. And that's not a any kind of hospital. This is a hospital with Americans names on it. I met up with at a function with Mr. Reed, uh, Jack Reed, and Patrick Kennedy, and they were boasting of this hospital and how they sent money to help to upkeep JFK. And to hear this is so sad. You know, I don't know where is the health minister? Does she know this is happening?
She running campaign.
You talking about the health minister? The woman operates her own private clinic. They don't care about JFK. Max, you
And
wanted to say something?
no, that's what they want. They want because now you'll be turned away from here and go to their private clinic, and that's a conflict of interest. That's sad.
Look,
Go back. I won't be talking too much because my nose is stuffy.
Hmm.
And
let me let me be honest with you. I want you to look at the drip pole. I want you
Hmm.
to look at that drip pole keenly
Yes,
and tell me what you see there. It's all rusty, right?
of course.
I was in Liberia in March. I went to give a little bit of a donation to JFK. The chief medical officer there, Dr. Shakamano, invited me to go on a tour with her. The next day I went there. We took about 2 hours going around from one department, from one ward to another. Look, this is what hurting me about this weird guy and the rest of them that are stealing from us. As for Letty, there is nothing in that building. Look, where I bust up with tears when I went into the critical children, where they have the premature birth children. The two of you here, I'll ask you the question. Would you ever believe that if I tell you that JFK have one incubator, you believe it?
No.
I saw it.
what?
There, there where I bust up in tears. I saw
One?
about I saw 7 babies lining up. I mean, I'm talking about premature born babies lining up. One incubator, one was inside, and waiting to put another inside. And I am standing there as a father, and I'm in tears. I
Yeah.
bust up with tears. She also have to call me outside. We went outside. I said, this shouldn't be happening, man. Each child supposed to be in one incubator.
Right
Because
away.
the incubator, once a child is born prematurely, the mother cannot nurture that baby. It is the incubator plus the baby warmer, the special machine that can help the baby to build the muscle that is needed to go back to the baby. Then you have 7 to 8 babies lying down. They can't go, waiting for the incubator to go inside. Look, then the worst thing we went to the ER. Brother, look, I was there. I saw they brought 2 people, badly wounded. The other guy, the foot was scattered. They don't even have stretcher. Somebody foot break. Somebody. leg got broken, you don't have stretcher to lay them on it to at least save them. You put them in a wheelchair, you're pushing them. When I saw the people, and they would just come and lie you down. Then they will send you a relative. If you go there with a relative, they're sending you to a relative to the nursing table. Go and get prescription. And
I
the
will.
red, while
I,
you're there, you lie down, you bleeding, you in pain. They're telling your relative to go get the slip, how they call it, the prescription. Then you leave to go outside to go look for the prescriptions. Before you come, they can touch you. I
thanks,
saw
Max.
people bleed. I saw people bleeding.
Thanks, Max.
So
I will
the
hold
story
you.
about the mother, just a second, the story as a mother is not a strange story. I have seen it there, and this is JFK. I have seen it there. It is happening every day. If they tell you that even I mean, our mothers, our sister can go give birth there because of $15 or $20, they will hold them hostage. You don't go home until that money is paid.
Thank you, Max. I'll hold you right there. And at this time, we just wanted to flag that that not only JFK but in other parts of the country, people are using the cell phone, the light from the cell phone to do surgery. That this is things that have been going on for a long time, and we're hoping that the things can get better when this government is removed. We'd like to welcome Mr. Khotoma King. He's a staunch member of the ANC and the CPP, but based on the support from a cross section of his party, he has decided to make a better decision in joining the rescue team. I will just give him a few minutes to tell us about his frustration and why he decided to turn towards the rescue team. Is he putting countries over self-interest, or is he putting country over party? Mr. King, welcome to the show.
Thank you ever so much. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of your followers, people monitoring. Hey, Max, how are you? Long time.
Good.
Uh,
Welcome.
it's good to be here. And I want to say thank you for availing your platform to me, for my voice to be aired. Uh, Disclaimer, I am not a member of the ANC, but
Okay.
I supported the CPP as an institution. That's because I've been in advocacy for decades, and our advocacy is in the interest of Liberia. We've been fighting for a working system, that system that incorporates everyone. If you can remember, I went to jail. I've been to jail uh, multiple times for advocacy. I'm fighting for a better Liberia, fighting for that system that works for everyone, that equal opportunity, fighting for JFK to be equipped, fighting for redemption to be equipped, fighting for our legislators to not make as much as
Now,
they are making.
when you say you went to jail multiple times, were you jail because of your advocacy?
Right.
Why you went to jail?
I went to jail because of my advocacy. I went to jail. The last time I was in jail, we had a situation with my district representative, the former representative, Henson Ketzel, on the 30K reduction stuff that we launched nationwide. And we went to jail because we confronted him and we took some actions where we justify as civil disobedience. So moving forward, we saw that our platforms, our ideologies were being pushed by the CPP. At that time, it was the four collaborating political parties. So we stick to that ideology. And after there were issues with, two other political parties and the left, the CPP, we thought to stick to it because Mr. Cummings was sticking to that particular ideology. So we saw that leader in Mr. Cummings to pushing the Liberian dream of having the one voice of the national cake being distributed cut across the country and people feeling a part of the national government. So we supported Mr. Cummings. And the message was resonated with the Liberian people. we saw on elections day, Liberians turn out in their mass number. And for the records, I want to say this, that these elections, they just ended October polls, should have been a runoff between two opposition political parties. That is the CPP and the Unity Party. The records are there. If our people are very much objective, you will sit and rethink critically. But this what happened. We were not into the hurricanes of the CPP, but we had our ears everywhere. As advocates, we receive different information from different sources and we put together before coming out with advocacy. So some of this information came in, and we realized that the destructions in the opposition committee was planned. It was planned to store our votes, and we raised the issues that our votes were stolen. Now, come to think of it, sorry for the poor quality of my voice.
Yeah, but let's just go straight to the chase. You know, bring
Right,
us up to speed about your
right.
support to the rescue train, man.
So,
And
so on
just about
elections
your
day,
frustration. Yeah, go ahead.
right? On elections day, I voted to a polling precinct along with my colleagues, my friends. All right, I took 10 persons to a precinct to vote. Interestingly, when we were listening to the results, uh, that precinct was reporting Mr. Cummings got 2 votes. Now, what brought the red light to us was 6 of the 10 persons managed to take pictures of their voter papers and the voter ID cards on the ballot. So they managed, after casting the ballot, they just laid the voter card on it and managed to take the picture. So I'm not concerned. How the president is reporting 2 votes for Mr. Cummings when we have pictorial evidence of 6 votes? Let's see, because that's evidential. Because when you go to NEC, they say, what's the evidence? And then we start to do some fact findings. 2 days to elections, NEC came up with regulations, elections guidelines, say, hey, nobody go vote with cell phones. But how do you tell me not to vote with cell phones? But at the end of the day, when I have issues that I voted for this person, my vote was not counted, then you ask me to produce evidence that I voted for the person. So fast forward, we raised the issues, and those concerns were not being elevated by the CPP. So it got us all concerned as to what is happening. Then we listened to recordings. We saw screenshots of people because
Mr.
the
Mr.
CPP, the
Mr. King,
CPP, the
Mr.
CPP
King,
did not have pool washers. But
Mr.
here in
King,
Colorado, right?
for the sake of time, that is water under the bridge now. The first round of election. We're going to talk about the second round now. We're talking about the guy that you saw leadership status in, Mr.
Right.
Cummings. And let me just quote Mr. Cummings, and then you can speak to that and talk about why you differed with the CPP or the ANC. Mr. Cummings said George Weah's government is irredeemably corrupt, dangerously incompetent, and unchangeably irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
That's what he said about George Weah's government.
Right.
Now, to make a decision between Weah and Boyka, he said, I will stay out of this, like he did in 2017. And he encouraged the executive to make a decision in support for George Weah. Charlene Bronskin says she wants to keep up her father's legacy. Does her father's legacy represent supporting a very corrupt and notorious criminal in the name of George Weah?
And this is where we default with them, because Mr. Cummings, from the information we gathered from several sources around him and the statement issued, Mr. Cummings presented 12 counts to the both parties, and none of the 2 signed up to that particular or committed to that particular document. None of the 2. So because he was already being pressured by some executive committee members because they wanted the party to make a commitment to supporting somebody. So he said, but I presented 12 counts to the both parties. None of the two have signed up to this particular document. Now, if you think you want to go support party A or party B, even in this state, you go ahead. For me, I think because none of the two committed to this particular document, I cannot support somebody. So I remain neutral. For me, it was fair enough for Mr. Cummings to take a neutral position because he presented a document to the both parties, and none of the two committed to it. And those documents did not at any point in time say Mr. Cummings should, party A or party B should give Mr. Cummings job or give him embassies positions or whatever, or even cash. It speaks about everything that has to do with Liberia, the bread and butter issues. Take, for example, the liberalization policy. Take, for example, youth empowerment program. Take, for example, women participation in government, in the legislature.
So where did your frustration come in? Why are you now joining the rescue train?
We expected our CPP, if not siding with the political leader, to be neutral, you join the rescue because of our consistent defaulting with this failed administration. And I mean, it is a clear reality that George Weah, the president, and his government, they have failed the Liberian people. So they went in several meetings and concluded as partisans, because they refer to us as supporters. They said, we that supported the CPP were not partisans. So when it comes to the party making decisions, they listen to partisans. So their partisans in majority suggested that they go to join the CDC, for which we spoke with several other partisans, and people are disenchanted. And gradually we're recruiting those people to come on board. So my dissatisfaction came at a point where, hey, you listened to me throughout the campaign. I was not a partisan. I supported Mr. Cummings not as a partisan. So if at all you will be making a determination in this runoff as to who to support, that means you talk to your partisans from Liberty Party, you talk to your partisans from the ANC, and then you come back and say, look, you know what? There were neutral people who supported us who were not also part of the both parties. Let's hear them. That's how you do it. It's fair enough. Then you created a level playing field for everybody to air their voices. That was not done. So because of that, we said, okay, but we cannot go the way you're going because we think this is not the right way to go. Our political leader consistently told Liberia, we will stick to the opposition. We are moved by self-convictions. So our conviction, our conscience is not leading us that direction because it is not the right way to go. So that's why we disagreed with the decision.
Max will have a question for you, but let me ask you this. I mean,
right.
Is it true that your political leader said, quote, that he will support anyone that comes out from the opposition if he doesn't have the opportunity to come out? He will support that person. Is it true?
Definitely, he said that.
Wow.
He said that.
Okay.
Max, they were looking up to him sticking to that.
To a point. Max, I beg you. He said if there were free and fair elections, he would support the opposition if there were free and fair elections. The elections were not free and fair. He has stated his opposition to the elections, and that's why he stands in the neutral field, because he has a petition out there that he thinks that there should be a forensic audit. And so why would he support someone? He would be, if he supports he's saying, I agree with you. If he supports the the rescue tree, he's gonna say, well, the elections were fair. He's standing for something. Let's give him time for things to play out and stop calling him names. Thank you.
And somebody said no, he didn't say free and fair elections, so we don't know.
Okay, so let's say Let's take
Mr.
an
King,
example. Let's agree Mr. Cummings said free and fair elections, right? Now, whenever you are fortunate ahead for advantage, you do not be ignorant of the disadvantage, right? The disadvantage part of it is, what if there wasn't a free and fair elections and you have this opportunity or this situation we are in today to make a determination as to who to support? Mr. Cummings thought on this second phase of it as a fallback position for which he presented a 12 counts to the both parties. That was a fallback position because the election, it wasn't fair. We complained that it wasn't fair. Our votes were stolen. Who stole the votes? George Weah. If any government, any certain government steals elections,
So it's so I mean,
they
is
don't
he
steal
blessing
elections
George?
at
Is
the
he giving
benefit
George
of
Weah?
the.
If he's blessing George Weah for stealing the vote, is that why you want to support George Weah? Is that what they're doing?
Well, I think that's the interpretation of CPP's executive committee's decision to supporting the CDC. There is no sitting government that steals elections at the benefit of the opposition. It doesn't work. No, no sitting government. The sitting president or sitting administration steals elections at their benefit because they are going to benefit. These elections were to be between two opposition political parties. Period. Everybody knew that. Where is Appleton? Who is Appleton? Who gets a third
Let me
place
bring in Max.
position in an
He got
elections?
something for you. Max, Kodma is listening.
yeah,
Right.
I'll just do a follow up to the question you asked Mr. King, and perhaps I'll come to Letty. Um, you made a statement by saying by qualifying that Mr. Cummins does have the right to remain neutral. But then, given the fact that he made that statement, myself listened to it, and Letty, that is not the statement he made. The statement he made was, and I quote, I think it was journalists that asked him a question: "What if the CPP doesn't make it to the second round? What is your party going to do?" He said, and I quote, "In the event, even though we are going with a high spirit, but in the event that we don't make it to the second round, and there will be a second round, we will support opposition that will be going against George Weah." He never said if the election. He didn't put any precondition there. If the election will be free and fair, no. Okay. Now coming to the free and fair election, there is no case from the ANC/CPP. A case would be a case in an election is a case that is documented, that is that is made to the National Election Commission, and it is either put on the table for adjudication or so. If the National Elections Commission, whether maybe you just wrote them letter, I question this, I query this, that's not a case. You didn't complain. You say you want to find out, so they can even call you at any time. They can be after election. They call you. But if you take a case against the election, then obviously even the second round now, perhaps it will even be delayed, because at the end of the day, this party is saying that they are questioning the credibility of the first round. And
Right.
myself, who's sitting here, I must admit, I didn't support comments. I mean, openly. I mean, in terms of going, because I went and voted. But he was my second choice, and I have to put him on the second choice because JMB, as my father, I can leave from behind here to go support anybody else. But I also had a feeling that if at all the Unity Party isn't going to go for second round, but the ANC were going to go for second round, I was going to support the ANC. But that's exactly what he said, and he failed. Now, Mr. King, this is why I'm asking you now. If at all this man said this, and today now he's telling you that he wants to remain neutral, is it being fair to you, Liberia, and the cause that the ANC was championing for?
Well, again, like I said, Mr. Cummings got his right to taking a neutral position, and I respect that. The fact that he presented these counts in the interest of Liberia to the both political parties or political leaders as a fallback position just in case, that which none of them signed up to. I think Mr. Cummings is in the right position to take in a neutral position. So the thought the how you call it statement of as to whether the CPP presented a complaint. I think it's the answer should be yes, because the CPP filed in along with two other political parties, Sarah Best Loyanti and Dr. Clarence Moneyval. They complained. So for me, I think in my mind, if at all there were no justification, the CPP as an institution should have gone with the political leader to remain neutral because of these issues, instead of taking a definite position with the people that stole our votes.
Let me bring in Mrs. Jackie Brooks Roberts. Mrs. Roberts.
I agree on that. They should have all stayed either in the middle or all go, or stay neutral. But how do
Right,
you have your standard bearer say, I don't want us to do this, and then you go? But again, I personally, and I may be wrong, think that these people that were around Mr. Cummings were playing games. Okay,
right,
most of them had their interior motive, and they just came around him. Some of them as spies, some of them as um to sabotage his votes and
right,
then to be corrected. But that is my feeling, because it makes no sense that you all saw what happened. And as he stated, how do you go to a polling place and your votes are not even counted?
right,
And forget other people, just the person, he himself, where he went, his votes were not counted. That's a blatant cheat. That's a
Now,
cheat.
now, in addition to what Mrs. Roberts just said, Mr. King, now Cummings having people who were there for their own selfish interest. The campaign was announced, and why did it take the ANC or the CPP 2 to 3 weeks before they started campaigning? What was going on?
right. So this is where the game plan was in, right? Mr. Cummings found himself in a cycle. If you followed my page throughout the campaign, we were very effective before the launch of the campaign and even during the campaign, but we raised several issues. Now, the game plan was to sabotage Mr. Cummings' campaign, sabotage the pool washers, and
Hmm.
get him out of the third place position that could prepare him for 2029 possible presidency. Now, they are afraid for Mr. Cummings to surface because they know very well Mr. Cummings is not compromised. He will go for the least man who steals from the country. They know that. So they got people in, sabotaged the campaign. Within campaign three, almost 1 month into the 2 months of the campaign.
Oh, wow.
So the time they took to distribute campaign materials, for which those materials did not even reach certain places. Most communities and towns and villages we go campaign, you don't even see flyers of Mr. Cummings. Most people would complain in those towns and villages, oh, the people came out since January, they just organized
Now,
us
I
in
was
the
going
name
to
of
ask the question, but somebody just asked it. What was the importance of the retired suffering camp rally?
right. So all of those things, those are questions with the decision of the CPP to support, the CDC. Those are multiple questions. Even myself, as a supporter, because I'm not partisan, I was told that I'm not partisan, so wasn't part of. That's the reason I wasn't part of the decision making as to where we go as CPP. So these are the questions we too are asking. What's the importance of do you know that the retired Southern rally was undermined?
By whom?
the retired sovereign rally was undermined by the very by the very in-house agents.
Oh wow.
How did we arrive at a point where we are having a national campaign, a national rally to show the strength of our political leader, and the very National Executive Committee goes in a meeting along with the campaign team and decide that no auxiliaries should participate, and you call it auxiliary people should not participate in a retired sovereign rally? Who brings the number? That was that activities, or how you call it, program, was organized to show the strength of Mr. Cummings. So they never wanted that. So they broke the wings. Now they got more supporters in the different communities stranded at different locations. People were angry. Why are the people doing all that? They won't go for the rally, no buses. Oh, the poor won't go for the rally. They organize people. People were angry. That rally, if it was decentralized, if the resources that were given, if those resources were decentralized in the different communities, the different towns and villages, people were going to come out in their mass number. Who told you that Mr. Cummings do not have supporters? Who told you that people don't like Mr. Cummings? So all of these things are factors of the in-house agents. That's why immediately the election finished, they didn't wait and they gave support.
I'll hold you right there, Mr. King. Max will come in and then we'll take a break. Come in, Max. You have something to say there.
Yeah, look, I just want to fall on this neutrality English that people have manufactured in Liberia as far as the election is concerned. Come on, man, King, your standard bearer, the supporters, including my sister on the platform, you ask questions. You even put he helped us to even document the failed promises of George Weah. Those failed promises, they are up to 70 to 80 of them. He started with the Lone Star. That Lone Star was a fake thing, and he had the right to blame George Weah. That George Weah lied to us. 1 million jobs that George Weah promised. He was on the back of George Weah every day. Why is it our children are turning into Zocos? Where is the 1 million job also? The Coastal Highway. Instead of putting the Coastal Highway together, we got money from the African Development Bank. We got money from the World Bank. What happened with that money? George Weah ate the money. He was angry about that. Justina Barra came and blasted as well. He started giving us points why George Weah should be kicked out of power. Why this government shouldn't even take the next 24 hours after every speech he gave. Come on, man. Guys, why can't we be honest here? You stood up against this particular individual for 6 years. And on every point, you were scoring against him. Then it reached to the point that you as a concerned citizen, as somebody who said they really want to bring change in the country, you reach to the point now that you're supposed to make that decision as a leader, and you say, I'm stepping back. I want to be neutral until 2029. Is that what you're going to tell me? Neutral until when these guys have the chance again to step in power. What are you going to do for the next 6 years? For your people to be dying?
And I will hold you, Max. I will hold you. We're going to take a break and come right back. Folks, if you just joining us, this is the Rescue Bridge on Bridge Radio Africa. We're asking you to tell friends, relatives, loved ones, tell all your family members to go out and vote number 1 on the ballot come November 14. Joseph Newman Boyka as the next president of Liberia. Don't make that mistake. George Weah does not mean well for the country. He's the worst thing that ever happened to our country, and we want to make him a one-term president. If Joseph Boyka doesn't do what we want him to do, we'll also vote him out. But folks, I'm telling you, go all out on November the 14th and vote the rescue team.
realize Bukadensa. They push curing us, Bukadensa. Corruption curing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But they curing us, Bukadensa. Yes, the people crying, Bukadensa. But they curing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Baba. Hey, yeah. 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 One other days, we go on to fight. No food to eat, no shelter for us. One other days, when you felt we were stupid. Where is the
And that's where we are back tonight on the Rescue Bridge. We have with us Kodman King. Kodman, before I go back to you, we're going to ask you now, what are you doing? You as an advocate, what are you doing now to go out there and tell folks about the rescue team? But when to hold you there, our sisters have been quiet for a minute. Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts, perhaps she has a little thing to chime in. Mrs. Roberts, please unmute your device if you can get me. Okay, as we wait for her to get ready, Mr. King, what is the strategy, my man? You're an advocate. You've been in this thing for a long time. You got scars to show. You've been to jail. You know, we got some people now because of money. They going towards Georgia. The name have been changed now from Disney to Becca and the Beckostad and all the kind of thing. You know, begging all over the place and taking some of the money. And people who thought had law for the country now they're all over the place in the pockets of George Ware. What is the strategy going forward? How can you help the rescue team, you
Okay.
and your followers?
Okay. So my team and myself have had several talks. Um, those includes working on those mistakes of the CPP. Our job at that time were basically around how observing, seeing those things that are happening, and reporting them to the leadership of the CPP to take actions. At this point in time, we will not be reporting to the UP to take actions, but we want to put ourselves in a position to protect our votes. If at all, we will not be a pool washer, but we can create a community team, right? That the community can be the eyes on their votes as their votes are being counted. So we want to do that cut across, our 6 counties that we worked for Mr. Cummings, that people voted and their votes were not counted. So that's one of the things. And we started to raise some resources on my own platform and several other platforms that I were opportune to appear on. Um, and that is intended to help our team to reach out like we did throughout for the CPP, throughout the campaign. Right now, we are not going to campaign because the Liberian people already know what they want. George Weah and the Costa have already campaigned enough for Joseph Boakai. And this is why some of the things that we're coming on board to the rescue is learn from your mistakes. There are distractions that are being created. And those distractions are bring Henry Costa, create the noise, get Unity Party responding and paying attention to Henry Costa, why the CDC is going door to door to campaign now. So we're coming with a much different approach to the rescue team to say, look, you know what? Do not fall for it. This is what you all made the same mistake in the CPP, and you fall prey to it. Do not pay attention to Henry. Let Henry cause all the noise he feels is going to cause. Believe me, every time Henry comes up to say whatever he's saying about Joseph Boakai gets sympathy votes. Oh, yeah, I know Joseph Boakai ain't get money now. I know Henry they were giving Joseph Boakai money, so I'm going to vote for him. So the more we reach out to our people and educate our people as to how we can protect our votes, I think we're going to make much more progress and continue the door-to-door engagements, especially with the people not from the Unity Party. Yes, UP can touch bases with their people, but the people from the other side that voted against the CDC and the Unity Party in the first round of the elections.
And Max, this Costa guy is a very dangerous guy. If you think Costa is
Right?
going out
Yes.
there, if you think Costa is going out to just support Georgia, you're mistaken. We have credible information that Costa is going to Liberia as a serious mode to further damage George Weah, to be as a mode for the international community, because he know he has failed. He has no political relevance in the country. Nobody trusts him anymore. You heard him clearly say today he's no longer an advocate. He's a businessman. So the guy is there as a mole because of the drug situation in the country. So he's there. So and that's why George Weah can't even allow this guy to come close to him. Costa had two
Oh
bosses
yeah.
now, that Castro and Pecky Yepse,
Oh yeah.
Pepsi. Yeah, those are the two bosses in the Costa. You would never see Costa in a one-on-one with George Weah like that, because George Weah doesn't trust him. You know what I mean? Max.
He is not trusted. He's he's dangerous. I agree with you with the description. He's dangerous. He's wicked. Costa is jealous. He is very envious. And obviously, all I can say to him, like what I said to him this morning in the text message, my advice to him, I just told him, I said, brother, me being in your shoes. But now I got back, I got on the plane, and I'm out of there, going back to the States. Because at the end of the day, whatever you came to do, you got it already. You came for money, and you got the money. I don't know whether the money was given cash. Leave. But I agree I agree with King. That's why for me, I keep telling Unity partisans, also the rescued family. I keep telling them, yes, I'm not stopping you from listening to him also. But while you listen to him, go and do the job as well. Go in your community. Go meet the people. Come rise. Yes, the thing. I mean, he's actually causing damage on the rescue team, but it is not. It is not so. He is even creating more rooms for people to fall for the rescue team and the family. You seen it today. I mean, I wasn't even expecting Martin Touch to come on board. Let me be honest. I was, but Martin Touch coming on board, that's great. From the CPB, that's great. It's a great plus there and thing. So for
Macintosh was not for the CPP. He said he was an advisor.
don't really want to talk about dignifying, because at the end of the day, everything, all of the nonsense he's talking about, I mean, it hurts me a lot, because he talking about my dad also. Everything not true, and he's just saying it because he's so shameful now. And but I like the way the Liberian people are responding to him as well,
Oh
because
yeah.
he say, okay, we agree. You said yesterday and the same thing. We agree. We're going to we want to vote our 80 years old man, and this going to happen. I know definitely. By January 16 also, the inauguration of Joseph Numa Boakai, King and myself will be sitting there at that stadium, and we will be there to celebrate it, and we'll welcome and usher in a government that will come and even start immediately to celebrate the whole government. There where they're going to see it. You're going to start right there on the day, the moment we finish with the inauguration address. The auditing will start right there.
Okay,
And
I'll hold you right there,
one,
Max.
one play, Astro, I was recommending to the chief the last time. Number one, within your 100 days, all of our passports, they need to be recalled, because our passports, including diplomatic passports, are in the
Oh yeah.
wrong hands. Some
In the
people
wrong
are having our they have
hands.
never been to Liberia. They carry diplomatic passports.
Okay, I'll hold you that, Mrs. Lexi Brooks Roberts.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gali. And sorry when you called me, I was trying to um freshen up my teacup. But
Okay.
to the point where Katuma was talking about Mr. Boykai not Mr. Cummings not supporting Mr. Boykai, and of course Max Mixer also said the same thing. But what happens when you are why is it no one holds Mr. Boykai accountable? We're all in this together as opposition. Something wrong happened. He knows he also something happened. But because he's in the lead, so it's like let's let it go. He has not even come talk to Mr. Cummings to say, my man, when after elections, I will investigate that, even if I win or if I don't win. But if say something to the person that gives them some hope. But you don't leave everything hanging. They hurt, and you say, "Just oh my man, just wipe your knee. Come on, let's go and continue and vote for me." No, we have to have principles. We can't just think because we want a new leader, so we should not we should get let go of all of our principles. And as we stated, while it's true for me, I'm not for CDC. I'm still not all the way on board because of some issues that are left, uh, some questions that are still unanswered. You know, when and the three of us were in a race and something happened between, let's say, Ashford kicked my foot and I fell and I was maybe in the lead, and then you went ahead and won. So we should just leave it. You should, even though everybody saw that he did that to me. You shouldn't investigate or what? Why did Ashford kick her foot? It wasn't a mistake. We saw him do it. But anyway, Max won now, so that's it. And we just leave it?
Robert,
No, that doesn't happen. People with
Mrs.
principles who want to vote for Boyka is
Hello,
the statesman. He should be leading the charge. But man, let me talk to you. And they come to a compromise. In these kind of times, it's what's called compromise. You have to compromise. Okay, when this happens, then I will do this. Or when that happens, we'll do this. Then the person can say, at least me and you have some deal that I can hold you to. But you just want him to just follow you when he's hurt? No, I disagree with that.
Mrs. Roberts.
Max,
This
yeah,
is
go
Yeah.
it.
ahead.
The problem, the problem is not the rescue team versus the CPP or the ANC. No, the problem is within the CPP or the ANC. There where the problem is. At where you're talking about, I think you're talking about the framework document that we already passed. We surpassed that everything long time.
No, no, I'm not talking about
Yeah,
the framework. Let me just stop you there. I'm talking about this right,
yeah,
just this race.
yeah. Okay, but then what you want the rescue team to do? All of the sons and daughters that are waking up right now, who were advocating against this government yesterday, they are waking up by themselves, not the party chairman calling them, not rescue one calling them, not number two that calling them. They're waking up. Yesterday, I stood against this government firmly, and I don't want this we are government to continue. Let me wake up and go. That's why McIntosh woke up and went. That's why Lucini Kamara of ACOP, with huge crowd behind him, went. None of them sat down. Some of them, I was there recently when some of them came to have a pre-meeting. They walked there and they sat down. They came in the interest of the children of Liberia. They came in the interest of generations to come. They came because yesterday they told their partisans and their supporters that look, no matter what, we want to see just we are out. Whether it will be Cummins that will take over, we will support him. Whether it will be JMB, we'll support him. Whether Gonglo, but we just want just we are to be out. Now, for somebody now to come and tell me that the neutrality issue and language should be used at this particular time, me, I only describe it as you are being unpatriotic, you've been selfish, and you were only faking everything, but you don't love this country and you never love
That is not
our children. That's it.
that is
To
not
me, now,
that is
Letty,
not
Letty,
that's true.
Letty, do you agree?
I disagree. And like I said, if we don't put principles what caused all of us to know. The fact is, in fact, if you went to look at it, according to them, if you had moved Mr. Cummins, JMB should have won. But JMB was still cheated. So what we are saying, or I'm saying, I'm not speaking for Cummins, but I want to lean on him. That's part of his thinking. That if both of us were cheated, but because you went a little ahead, so you think it's okay. No,
I think we're having problem with her
Yeah,
her
maybe
audio.
people call, maybe that cause.
Yeah, maybe
But this,
she's calling her.
but this is it. Look, what she talking about? She wants the rescue team leader to call comments to come. Now, Kim was just sharing with us here. Oh, he crafted a document together, he gave to that party, he gave to that party. And they have a look. Why are you coming to tell me? I got my blueprint of my government already set. Then you coming to tell me before you coming to give me precondition before I support you. I want you to insert this in your blueprint. It doesn't work like that. No, politically it doesn't work like that. Especially in the context we're in, where the states we are in right now. One party, let's say several parties have been kicked out from the opposition, and one party is in the lead from the opposition side. All we're supposed to be doing now is all of us to come and say, well, yesterday we were preaching the same message. Saying we are not in, let's get support to the person who is in now. At the end of it, when you go to actually all of these people that are talking about that are now endorsing the rescue team, they are now going there first of all to go put jobs on the table. No, I sat down into 3, 4, 5 meetings. Then those guys never went there to say, we're coming to support you, but we want this ministry, we want that ministry, or whatsoever. Is that what the ANC wants before even they can go further to support? No, or not the ANC said, but Mr. Cummins, that's wrong. That's not putting Liberia first. That's being greedy. That's being selfish. That's being very unpatriotic. That everything you were saying yesterday, that you love this country, you want to change this country, it was just fake.
You know,
No
and
way.
Max, I want to join you to say a big thank you to those that indulged the honorable boycott yesterday and today for putting country first. The honorable ambassador Gateway McIntosh, former finance minister Amra Conan, Mrs. Kurma, and her running mate Thomas Kura. I want to say a big thank you to all of you people for taking the time in putting country first over self-interest. To those of the ballot-driven ones who only think about their pockets and think about their greedy habit are the bad apples of this country. Like you, Max, and myself. Without precondition, we came out and said, you know what? We look at the two people that are in the race. We say, you know what? Omen Boyka is not perfect. Don't get me wrong. He's not perfect, but he's by far a better candidate than George Weah. George Weah has been the last 6 years. That he doesn't mean well for the country. That he knows nothing. He's inept, and it will just continue to worsen the existence of the country.
But that's why the man didn't lie to us. He didn't lie to the people who said they're beyond him. He said he admitted, I never wanted this job here. But these guys are the ones that forced me because they wanted something. They wanted to enrich themselves overnight. They wanted to own properties that they have never ever dreamt of. That's why they forced me in this thing here. I never wanted it. They may confess to the whole nation. What should anybody say? Even the other guys that are saying that today, they want to sit down on the fence and say, I don't know where to go. I'm neutral and think. You can't even ask yourself questions. You can't even put yourself in a very clear, box and say, well, this board already said this. Why should I sit down neutrally, not to support the rescue team, but rather to sit down and say, I am neutral and think and whatsoever. The boss said he never wanted the presidency. He never wanted to be the leader. That's why he's getting the country like this. That's why he's just
earlier you were talking something about the first 100 days. Now, I don't have plans, but you got me thinking that if I should start getting ready for the inauguration. You said the day after inauguration, I mean, investigation will go straight into effect. They will start to order people and bring people to the books and hold people accountable for the illegal money they have in their possession and for the mansions they're building and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. That in fact, that within the first 100 days, uh, is where you will see how government going to be to function. And so, any government that will come to power, you should be you should make sure that indeed within the first 100 days, you have to put your government in order. And that putting in the order means, especially in the context of Liberia, uh, auditing have to be number one on the list. Auditing. This government must, if we will ever gain credibility or regain our status from the international community eyes, the auditing will help us a lot. As for this government is leaving us with over $2 billion
In debt.
loan. They're leaving it on our head. Who is going to pay that money? It's the small taxes that we're collecting. And you're going to take us additional more than 30 years to finish paying, because right now I want the interest we're paying. Come on. The next thing for me, I keep reminding the rescue team. Debt relief. They have to work hard like Ma Ellen did when she came to power first. She was on her knees begging for debt relief until the people have sympathy on us. That's why we started picking up. We started having money in the country. But if we're still going to pay those debts that Chancellor himself also accumulated, but now we stay in deep waters. So obviously, starting with the auditing would be number one, from the president down to all of them. And I know definitely that, for example, if for example I'm sent to ERBC, I'll make sure that the entire management there, they will be audited, because I will make sure that they will be audited. So if they send you to the Ministry of Information, the information minister, you are responsible as well to make sure that that information ministry is properly checked, so that it can the balance sheets can be well balanced as well. Without what we call today, without us taking this stance, without the government taking this stance to audit the government, things will go on wrongly, and Liberia will just be the same. It will be the same.
And you mentioned something about calling all of our passports, especially our diplomatic passports that are in the wrong hands in all over the world.
Yeah. Actually, do you know that there are people who have never been to Liberia, especially in the Arab world, that they carry our diplomatic passports. They have never been to Liberia, but yet and stay. They bought our diplomatic passports and moving around, because Liberia is still well respected. Do you know how many ships that are flying our flags that we don't even know? We don't even collect. We don't even get generation. We don't even get money from them. There are many. All of these things got to be put in the proper perspective. So what I'm saying, obviously, the government part, it will have to work harder, because this government within the 6 years have caused worse problems than even the days of Charles Taylor. I can't lie to anybody. They have caused worse, and they have embarrassed this nation. The only way that this thing that our bad name will get out, the only way that indeed Liberia will regain her status, is for the rescue team to take over. And you see all the guys that are coming on, so powerful guys. I mean, so brilliant guys also. Come on, man. These are patriotic sons of Liberia. That's why they are coming on board. That we can't give the boy and a bunch of hooligans another 6 years. That would be murdering ourselves. They are all rogues. Yes, I got brothers inside there in our government, but I get angry with them every day. Every day I get angry with them. And every day I'm telling them, you, the place you at, the place they send you, me, when I get position to that place, that me will audit you. And you will go to jail. Me, I can't lie to them. I can tell them the truth.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. King,
Yeah, I wanna do it real quick. My phone is 2%. We don't have current yet. We've not been having current for 4
okay,
days now.
we got 8 days to the roundup, my man. What is your message before we take leave? Or you give us your closing statement.
Right. Thank you ever so much. I said it. I said it all. We're looking forward to getting whatever resources at our disposal. We know very well that those are ain't got money. That one, it all over. We all know. So we're putting our little 1 or 2 cents together to empower ourselves to protect our votes. Our interest is protecting the votes. So I want to say, I want to say thank you. This is for Liberia. We choose country over politics. While people are looking at playing politics, at everything or with everything around us, we say, look, you know what? You're continuing with your politics because people are dying. You're continuing with your politics because men and women have reduced themselves to beggars. It is the administration. Young people graduate from colleges. We just take our diplomas home and make it other souvenirs. No jobs. And those things are affecting the country. The economy have gone from bad to worse. We cannot continue 6 more years. We know that. And this is why we're all out. We're encouraging our friends, our fellow Liberians. This is the time for us to collectively put it together to protect our votes. George Weah got all of his plans in place to steal in the elections. This is the time for us to protect our vote. My name is Kotoma King. This is what I use on Facebook. Let's get in touch and get it running. We
But
look
tomorrow,
forward to
one
whatever.
more question. One more question before you
Yes,
leave.
please. Right.
What do you think is the future now of Alexander Cummings? The fact that this is a man who cannot make decisions. This is a man who 2017 said he would not support anybody. He would let the people choose for themselves. He made the same statement again in 2023. I mean, what is his future?
Well, well, I think Mr. Cummings still has a bright future. Um, all I
But to be,
think
I
he
mean,
needs to,
to bring
all I,
private
all I
business to
think,
Liberia,
all I think, all
to
I
bring
think
private
he needs
business,
to
to
do,
bring private investors
all
to
I,
Liberia. You mean?
Not
all
in
I think,
politics.
all I think. You asked a question, so I hope you give me
Hey, go
time to
ahead.
respond.
Go ahead.
My battery
Yeah.
full is that just wondering me.
Go ahead.
So all I think is Mr. Cummings needs to do right now is to work on his inner cycle. He got to change a lot of things from around him. He got to swap people. He got to take certain people from around him that will prepare him for 2029. Mr. Cummings is a leader, and nobody should ever tell you that Mr. Cummings is difficult in making decisions or thinking about making decisions. I mean, yeah, it's the politics, it's the normal politics. And to you, my UP friends, stop bullying. It doesn't work. You cannot bully anybody to buying down to supporting you. We are here because we disagree. There are a lot more other CPP supporters out there that are wanting to come on board, but because of your consistent bullying, they cannot come. And you don't want this. You're sending mountain player. I see a lot of you. You're all under the old man post. You're telling her us she has a right to her opinion. All we need to do is to just keep talking for us to have this unanimity that all of us got to move on to get this nightmare of
Thank
George
you,
Weah out of
Dr.
our neck. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for the time. Thank you ever so much. I look forward to coming again. Okay, good night, Max.
All right, Kotoma. Look, I don't know how to what to qualify again. What my brother King just said before he left. You
Uh-huh.
know, uh, people who are actually start shooting them are bullying them. That's not being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will act the way these people are behaving. I will give them. I'll give them flowers. No way.
I know.
Why was it 6 years all about for? 6 years you took. You blasting at the ball every day. 6 years you took. When the ball left from you, went and watched football for 48 days. You blasted good. And you said that you are wasting our money. When they bought the private jet, we all got angry. You yourself, you got angry. Mr. Cummins, you got angry. That your people can't be suffering like this. You just come from war, and your country just come from war, or whatsoever, state recovering from war. Then you using our country money like this. When JFK, when all the referral hospitals are down, you go buy private jet. Boom. The man became a real estate agent, public property developer, building property everywhere. Okay, I mean, you blasted all these years. It reached to the point now that you say, for you to really satisfy your Liberian people, then you come in to tell somebody, I am neutral now. I'm no longer in the game. I'm waiting for 2029. The only thing I got to tell you on the comments is that your political career is over. You stay between now and Monday. You don't make any decision to join this rescue team, or you don't make decision to go to the CDC openly, but you want to be on the ground. Your political career is over, completely over in Liberia, and that is it. We will be kicked out. We are and his gangs. We will chase them legally in court, and some of them will end up in jail, like Jacob Zuma of South Africa. You will end up in jail. We will seize some of the properties. We put them back in the government, in the people of Liberia's hands, whether it's a mansion or whatsoever. Look at what we're going through right now. During the election time, NEC was complaining about money, still complaining about money. George Weah went and bought a bulletproof car that worth $600,000. Is that being normal? Come on, it's not normal. Is that somebody that loves the country? No, it's not. I mean, he doesn't love the country.
Oh, thank you,
you go all over in the southeast there, just to wrap up. You go all over in the southeast there.
Yeah,
That's Jamaican.
30 seconds. We have to go.
He brought to mine diamond and gold over there. Every day our money leaving Liberia and going. This man have failed us. He and his government, they failed us. He never wanted this job. He told us he never wanted it, but the guys then forced him to get there so they can get something. It is time to boot him out, and boot him out for good. Never to come back again in government.
Thank you, Max. Well, folks, that's all the time we have to be with you. God willing, we will be back on Wednesday. There will be no show tomorrow because I'll be traveling tomorrow and traveling tomorrow night. So when I get to my destination, we'll do something about Wednesday. Until then, please allow me to borrow the wordings of the wise man. Tough times don't last, tough people do. The heart of a man is never known until he rises, because there's no second chance to make that first impression. Don't see okra and swallow bone, because you can't hide your naked that's from beef and bucket. When God bless you, don't see that medicine. Yours truly, the medicine of the microphone, the golden voice of radio, Africa's media, do extraordinaire. Jira to payeke, zebon plura na jako me chirechi. You wouldn't know muzu and one ye mad double to jirai. Ayu adiwapo. Yours truly, he doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than a lion. I'm Ash for Garlic. Have a great night.
Bye-bye, everybody.